What's up, everybody? My name is Erin, and welcome to the Mad Maker Studio, and welcome back for another episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Let's just take a quick look at our map and see which way we're going. All right, we're gonna go down to Ohio and meet a new friend.
You've seen migrant camps before, and they tend to look like the town dump. This one, though, on a good day, this could pass for a town.
Wander around.
Starched white tents stand tall and many, and a stroll through the grounds finds you neither trash nor trouble. You hear some chatter from a large tent on your left. On your right, a tent in the shadow of the trees emanates a soft buzz.
Go right or go left? I'm going to go right.
You pass through a shroud of flies into a curtained waiting area. The air is pregnant with the stench of rotten meat, but the area is empty, almost clean, except for the black stains that have seeped into the soil. There's only the curtain, which reaches all the way from one end of the tent to the other.
And opening it is my only option, so brace yourselves, here we go.
It wears a black overcoat and a white porcelain mask with a fat, sharp beak. There's a butcher's knife in its gloved hand.
This is the pest house.
It snaps in a woman's voice and yanks the curtain shut.
Okay, move on. The strangely clean tent city you found. Sure.
The Twisters touch down in a cornfield, fence posts flying in its wake. A huge black stallion charges toward the tornado. On its back, a cowboy whips his lasso through the churning air, nearly matching the Twister's speed. His wild laughter carries on the wind.
Sounds like an exciting, adventurous story. Watch.
God damn it, Bill!
Another man hollers, clapping his hands to his hat to keep it from flying off.
Quit being a damn fool!
The man on the horse turns toward him and flashes a beatific grin before digging his heels harder into the horse's flanks.
So I can either seek shelter or watch the cowboy. And I'm gonna watch the cowboy.
His Stetson goes flying, caught by a gust. He doesn't seem to notice. He barks a single yee-haw as he stands in the stirrups, leaning into the whirlwind. In a moment, man and beast are enveloped in the storm. All you can hear is Bill's wild laughter.
I don't know why I expected any other outcome, but I did, and now I'm disappointed, and I should have seen this coming. So let's move on. Oh, Bill, you crazy son of a gun. Franklin.
Why, hello there. Look like that's a heavy bag you're carrying. Let me get that for you. I insist. You see this uniform? It means you can trust me to make sure this is the most comfortable journey you've ever had in your life. Who am I? Well, I'm no George, I'll tell you that. But that's not important. This trip is about you, friend.
Oh, he's so friendly.
Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those.
Let's see what we can do for you, friend. I'm going to tell the story of the dreams in the cotton field at night in the southeast because I have not told that one as often as some of the others.
A positive attitude. That's what I like to hear. Well, my wishes have come true, that's for certain. When I was a boy, a Pullman porter was the best thing a black man could be. Smart, handsome, well-dressed, and with a salary in his pocket. So you don't see me complaining. Know any good tragic tales? I feel in the mood for one of those right now. Didn't expect to, but I'm actually tearing up over here. The future? We're making it. There's never been anyone like us Pullman porters. It's why we have so much pride. We're setting standards for future folks, and we know just how damn high those standards are. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got any?
I think after him, I need to go in and swap my stories around for a bit and see what I've collected that's new and what I can have changed out.
Just like I told you, friend, miles of smiles. Love, I try my hardest to put all my heart into my service.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it before, but I really like that they have, it seems like, because this is my first playthrough, I don't know, but it seems like they have slightly different dialogue options based on the type of story that you tell them, and I really love that.
But truth be told, I've never seen anything more touching on a Pullman train than a maid who knows how to treat a little baby just right. You got any stories with a bit of excitement to them?
You bet I do. I like this guy.
I'm not sure I get it, friend.
I thought Cassidy or whoever last time I told this told me it was a happy story. Oh, I need to back off the kitten basket, I guess.
Joy. A good porter always finds his own happiness in the joy he brings to passengers through good work.
See, Joy, you wanted a happy story. This tells me that it correlated. But I guess not the right way. Okay.
You know what we call this job? Miles of smiles, friend. Miles of smiles. Tell me something that'll make me laugh. I could use a chuckle.
I think it needs to be... I don't remember how wide the eye gets before I unlock the next chapter, so this might be it already, but I think it can go a little wider. I don't remember.
Well, if that one makes you happy, I suppose it's worth telling. Trust, well, a train ride can be a disorienting experience, especially for a first time.
We'll get him next time.
You gotta have faith that a porter can keep you calm and comfortable. And we've gotta earn that faith each and every time.
You know, I've never ridden a train.
Another night over. I surely did enjoy all those stories, though. Maybe next time I'll let down my hair a bit. What do you say? You must excuse me, friend. What kind of porter am I saying this trip is all about you, only to start talking about my own damn self?
No, I want to hear about you. I want to learn your life story.
But enough of my indulgences. I hope I see you again.
Okay, so I definitely need to swap out some stories and see if I can trade out some of my sad, scary stories for more that are like hopeful, happy, and optimistic. Oh, okay, so we did unlock chapter 2. Okay. Nice. Okay, well, we don't want to go see him right away, and I am low on health. I have absolutely no money. I need a city. I need a city real bad.
The baby buffalo lies tangled by a fence wire
Oh, no.
biting into its flesh. Please, it says. I must reach the sanctuary before they find me.
Excuse me?
The light here has a thin quality. Colors are oddly muted. There's a taste of something old in the air.
Old, like an old god? I'm getting concerned. We're talking to animals again. Ask who's chasing it.
They were hunters of my kind. I am the last born. Every year it repeats. I must run. They must chase. It is the cycle that lets my people survive. You hear hoofbeats. A ways back down the road, a cloud of dust rises. The buffalo struggles. Please, help me.
Free the buffalo!
The wire cuts into your hands, but you untangle the animal. The buffalo charges off as soon as it's free. Come on. You glance behind. A trio of riders emerges at the head of the dust cloud.
Follow the buff!
You run alongside the buffalo. Not far. It grunts. Just ahead. You see the boundary, a line of rocks that mark the border, but the hoofbeats sound close. The ground dips, and the beast stumbles and falls. They'll be on you any second.
Oh my god, this is such a good story. Okay, so I can either distract the riders or carry the buffalo. Now, if I distract the riders, my logic is there's no guarantee that the buffalo can still get up on its own. So if I carry the buffalo, again, I forget, you know, I'm only a big honkin' skelly boy when I'm traveling in between places, and then I guess I take back my mortal flesh when I interact with things around me. But I'm gonna put my bets on carrying the buffalo and hope that's enough.
You snatch up the beast
Shit.
and run for the boundary line. All you can hear is the pounding hooves and the whooping of the riders. They're on you just before you reach the line. You hurl the buff forward as you fall.
Please, please, please tell me we made it. I don't care about me. I want the buff. Let the buff be okay. Look up.
The buffalo
Yes.
crosses the line and turns with a defiant bellow. A primal sound that far outstrips its size. It drags its feet through the dirt, kicking up a cloud of dust. When it settles, the four are nowhere to be seen. You hear the distant clamor of a herd in motion.
I don't know if that did anything good, but I feel good about it. I've lost all of my health now, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. The last word, what does that mean? Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, I love this game. Oh, sorry. I was getting so used to the voiceovers. Ahem. This man can barely wait to get through the pleasantries before asking if you heard this story. 110% true, he says. I heard it from my nephew, and it happened to someone he knows well. Well, sure. The man launches into his telling. It's polished. He's obviously done this many times before. He tells you the story of the house that only appears when thunder strikes. You recognize the bones of it from your experience of the storm that caught me outside. It's been embellished in the interim, though. Listen to the tale. Afterwards, you thank the man and move onwards. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. Move on. All right. All right, Cincinnati, where are you? Real talk, I hate driving through Cincinnati. I hate it so much. It's such a different experience. There's just people zooming around, and I can't keep up, and I hate driving through Cincinnati. I don't know how people do it. After gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, he takes a different track. You look like someone who likes a good story, he wheezes. Try this one on for size. I'm listening. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells you the story of a man who ate only molasses. It sounds a lot like the story of the man who made molasses, but with some parts changed and other parts added. Listen to the tale. When he grins up at you at the conclusion of the tale, you give him the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. Move on. And let's scoop up this one and then pray. Pray we get paid this time and can afford something in the store.
The man lowers his paper as you come near. His weather-beaten face is drawn. They say it's spreading. The dust is strangling the land. Half my cattle suffocated in the last storm. We cut open the carcasses to salvage the meat. They were filled with mud.
Oh, man. You see, Dust Bowl devastation. What year is it? Keep walking or sympathize with his plight. I'm going to sympathize with his plight.
He licks his cracked lips. They stay dry. His land is dying. If the harvest fails again, people will too. You look past him, over his dust-choked fields. You can't imagine anything growing here.
Hang on, I need to see what years the Dust Bowl were. Okay, real quick. I looked it up to refresh my memory. The Dust Bowl years were like in the 1930s. We talked to Rose. She referenced Nixon and Vietnam, which is the 60s and 70s. And we're talking to animals. We talked to a snake and a buffalo, and we're seeing cryptids. I think we're caught in some sort of like in-between dimension that transcends any concept of linear time, which I am totally down for. I stand time travel. But everything is still so new and confusing, and I need answers. I need answers. So I can either wish him luck or ask, can't you move away? That seems pretty asinine, so I'm just going to wish him luck.
There's as much luck to be had around here as there is rain. He glances at the empty sky, then fixes his eyes on you. Nah. Harvest will fail, the land will die, and all this will turn to desert. You walk on, trying to ignore the feel of sand in your shoes.
Move on. Ooh. I have 0 health and no money. Cincinnati, turn our luck around. They used to call this place the Paris of America, and it's fitting. The new Union Station makes you feel like an ant, and the music hall is one heck of a place to look at, too. Only thing I got to keep me going is sleep. Should I explore or try to earn money first? I think I'm gonna work my way down. I'm gonna explore, earn money, and then hopefully hit the store.
The corridors of Cincinnati's music hall reverberate with the sounds of an orchestra warming up for rehearsal.
If we unbolt the light rig, we can crush them,
says a voice up ahead. No, another answers. Hiding Baldy's baton will be sufficient to stop the din.
Excuse me.
The tuxedoed men are slightly transparent. Mustachio on the right has his arms folded. The weaselly one on the left scowls. They start at your arrival.
I'm gonna undo those bolts.
Weasel feature vanishes into thin air.
Damn it all,
says the other man.
More ghosts. They're ghosts. Are you ghosts? Or what was that about? We're caught in some sort of in-between dimension. I feel it. There's something overly supernatural happening that's going above and beyond what we were originally asked to do, or so I thought. Maybe this is exactly what Mr. Wolf wanted. He's the one that put us here. Or were we already here to begin with? I have so many questions and I hope they all get answered. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go for it. Are you ghosts?
We used to be members of the orchestra until, well, you know. Patrick doesn't care for the new blood. It seems like talent died with us, so he does his damnedest to stop them playing. But I can't allow violence against fellow artists. Help me stop him.
How do I stop a ghost?
With the right tool, you can banish them from the hall. You see, no spirit can stand the sound of the purest of all instruments.
The violin or the piano? We picked up a violin!
No.
Oh. I thought things were coming together because we bought that, I guess, that little girl's violin in a previous episode. I thought that would play. I guess that was asking too much. The banjo or the piano? Let's go with the piano.
No.
How many times are we gonna go down the sousaphone or the banjo? Banjo?
No.
Octobass?
He shakes his head, exasperated. No. The triangle. The orchestra has one, but their percussionist's a sop. He never hits it right. If you can get there, you can ensure the only thing brutalized here today is Chopin.
I am in love with this story. This is the most interaction I've had, I guess, with a ghost that I remember. Oh my gosh. All right, go into the hall. I'm down.
The orchestra is midway through practice. They're in dire need of it. The percussionist dozes on his stool. Everyone's oblivious to the muttering from the lighting rig.
So we can either don't risk it. I'm gonna rush for the triangle for my new ghost BFF.
You sprint down the aisle and elbow through the incensed musicians. The percussionist falls off his stool as you clamber over his xylophone. You grab the beater and bring it down onto the triangle, eliciting a pure, resounding note. And
yes?
the rafters ring with laughter. The mustachioed ghost appears next to you, doubled over, invisible to the furious orchestra. I never thought you'd fall for that. The triangle, for God's sake. Thanks for shutting them up, though.
I got. Oh, that was great. Move on. Oh, that filled me with so much energy and good vibes. I'm not even mad. Please let us earn some money. I'm feeling great right now. You wander to the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Panhandle, look for work. Yes, something. Digging holes, not what you had in mind, but dang, they're digging a lot of holes in this park. A foreman assigns you to a work group with a mix of other disheveled men and women and sends you off to dig a pit by the water fountain. Keep quiet too, or what's this about? I'll just keep quiet. I think I asked, what's this about last time, and I got nothing. Foreman keeps coming by to ask what you found. At one point, you dig up something suspiciously bone-like, and everyone gets really excited. It breaks apart in the foreman's hands, though. It's just a rotten stick. Dang! By nightfall, your many holes have turned up nothing interesting. The foreman pays out pretty well, though. Move on. Is it enough to fill my heart? Yes, it is. So we can either get PB&J or ice cream. Let's get some ice cream. We deserve it. Yes. All right, I'm feeling pretty good now. That was probably my favorite interaction so far.
The barn and silo have seen better days. One big storm might bring the whole structure down. A man hollers. Ken? Ken? I know you're here, boy. He sees you and lopes across the field toward you. You seen a boy around? About 14?
I don't like that icon. I haven't.
He sighs. My boy is missing. I haven't seen him since last night. He swallows.
He ain't the type to run off, neither. Can you spare a minute to help look? I'm worried sick.
So check the roof or check inside the barn. Well, he came out limping. Or is this graphic here trying to tell me where to look? My first thing is he's limping. He probably already would have checked inside the barn if he could get there. Maybe check the roof. But this graphic here is showing a figure up against a barn-like structure. Either way, I don't think this is gonna end well. So I'm going to put my trust in the image here and check inside the barn.
The interior of the barn is dim, even with the great doors thrown open. You check the animal stalls, but find nothing. As you look up to the loft, you spot a gap in the roof. A bit of cloth hangs down. Perhaps a shirt.
I don't like where this is going. Check the roof.
You climb the ladder and make your way across the roof. A trail of empty beer bottles leads you past a discarded shirt and to the base of the silo. You climb up. There's a hole in the silo roof, a rupture where rotten wood gave way under something large.
I have a feeling we know what's inside.
You maneuver your way along the edge, keeping your weight off the rotted panels. You poke your head inside. He's there, half submerged in the grain. He's been dead for half a day at least.
That's so sad. Climb down.
The man's waiting at the bottom of the barn ladder.
Anything?
There's a spark of hope in his eyes.
Okay, this is not something that you lie about, because the more you put it off, the more hopeful he's going to get, and then the more devastated he's going to be when he actually finds the truth. So we need to go ahead, tell him the truth, and that's just what we gotta do.
He chokes back a sob.
I told him not to go up there. I told him.
He looks up at the tower, then turns to you, tears tracking down his grimy cheeks.
Why didn't he listen?
Oh, move on. Oh.
There's something wrong about this lonely farmhouse. The cows have unusual rain over the porch, and the open door shows a cow lying in the empty parlor. The flower boxes are still well tended, though. There's outgoing mail in the box.
How strange.
The moment you step inside the fence, an old woman screams.
Hey! Hey! This is private property!
You quickly realize that the sound is coming from under the porch. Indeed, you can see her hollering at you through the slats of the steps.
What?
You can see a parlor set up in the basin under the porch. A flowery armchair, a rug, and a little lacquered table.
This is an inhabited home.
The old lady barks.
The cows live upstairs and I live down here.
Above, a cow thumps its hoof. She twitches and startles.
So I'll chase them off for you, or that's a way to live. It seems like this is what she intended, or maybe it was forced upon her. That's a way to live, or if I'll chase them off for you, that might open another branch of dialogue that'll let me know if that's what she actually wants. So I'm gonna go with this one.
Her whole face melts.
Thank you.
She sobs.
Thank you.
With a sharp stick, you carefully urge the 3 cows inside the parlor to exit. Soon the place is completely empty, except for the manure. Still kisses the floorboards in gratitude.
Sorry, I was fully expecting her to be like, no, I like it this way. Get off my property. I did not expect her to actually be like, oh, thank God. Thank God someone's coming here to help me. How did this happen?
I didn't want to tell anyone. They kept me trapped down there for weeks. I had to sneak out one piece of furniture at a time. At night.
She rushes to lock all the doors.
It was a mutiny. It won't happen again.
What? Do these cows have agency, or are you just here by yourself and don't have any farm hands to help you? I'm speechless. Move on. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be switching out some stories before my next campfire chat. These fellas are lounging in the front of a half-finished office building, taking their lunch break. Hi, one calls, waving you down. Rick was telling us the story. Listen, okay? And you tell if it's BS or not. Sure. Rick, a credulous-seeming fellow, starts telling you a story about the haunted store that lured little children with its music. You realize it's the story of the music-haunted store, but changed in a few major ways. So it's definitely part BS, right? But also a little real? BS or it's not BS. Always let the story grow. Half the group groans. How the heck's that supposed to be a real story? Exclaims the man who waved you down. You're all the most gullible pieces of shit I ever met. The other half of the group, vindicated, shares a bottle of pop with you. Haha. Move on. This is such an interesting episode.
Surrounded by fields of corn and rye, a small farm lies fallow. Its tiny stable crumbles into disrepair, and foxtails sprout from its fields.
Enter the farmhouse.
Inside, the sunlight filtering in through two small windows turns to hazy gray shafts in the thick dust that blankets the interior. There's not much in the way of furniture, but on a rustic kitchen table, a handwritten note catches your eye. Never opened.
Examine it.
It's addressed to Martha and unsigned. Her name is written in the stiff letters of a man for whom literacy is more a formality than habit.
Read it.
If you find this, I'm already gone. Don't come looking for me. The rest is scratchy spirals and circles of halfway readable writing about the noises from the cellar and the hunger in the darkness. The cellar door at the edge of the abandoned kitchen calls to your attention.
Walk away or go down into the cellar. Different icons, different stories. I think we all know what happened, so let's go down into the cellar.
The door is unlatched. The ground below is deeply stained with some dark residue you can't identify. Upon it, only ancient piles of chains and manacles, slowly turning to rust.
Okay, we didn't know what was going to be down there. That was weird. Louisville.
Deep in the fields, you come across a group of young men clearing weeds and sod from a roadside plot. Pitchforks flying, weeds dying. You almost don't notice that the dark lump beside them is a dozing boy, lying smack dab in the middle of their work.
That's sounds pretty dangerous. Look closer.
There's an odd frenzy to the way these boys are ripping the sod apart. When they notice you approaching, they jog over and stand silently between you and their sleeping comrade.
What's going on?
The youths share nervous looks. The oldest steps forward. Get going, he blurts, leveling a pitchfork at your gut. His hands are shaking. He seems serious.
Okay, is your friend... I don't like that icon. Are you trying to hide a body?
You step closer, and the ringleader loses his nerve. He died, he blurts. He was sweating and crying, and he just fell over. They won't come get us with the truck till sundown. You realize now that the sleeper's been posed. The ashy shadow on his face wasn't cast by a tree.
Oh, that sucks. And we're gonna just move on from that. Ugh. Listen to this, blurts a boy loitering outside his grocery store. He works his way through a long and strange story about a man who had to travel 600 miles to find a single job. There, he finishes. What do you think? Wait a minute. Whoa, you know this story. It's the story of the couple parted by unemployment, but wildly altered. For a couple moments, you're too surprised to respond. Seriously, the boy insists. What do you think about that one? It can't be real. It's a great story. Always let the story grow. He smiles sheepishly. Thanks, he says. I heard it from my brother. Move on. Man, we accomplished a lot today. So I'm going to go ahead and call this episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine here. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!